Welcome viewers to the Formula Jonah YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing another Breaking Point chapter on the channel. This is chapter 2 and this will be taking place at the Chinese Grand Prix. Quick spoiler warning before we move on. If you did not check out chapter 1 on my channel, I highly recommend that you do that, as there's a lot of important details that are in that video that will transfer over to this video. So heading into chapter 2, we are 1 month after the Australian Grand Prix at the 4th round of the championship. Something that we're going to have to fix that happened in chapter 1 is that we're going to have to rebuild that team relationship, as what happened with me and Casper, that contact we made, really affected our relationship with Racing Point. So we're going to have to rebuild that by getting a good result at the 4th round at the Chinese Grand Prix. So let's go straight into this and see what we can do with the team.
It's the Chinese Grand Prix here in Shanghai, and this track fast becoming a rookie's favourite. Alex Albon, remember him from last year? A brilliant race in his debut season, and it looks like Aiden Jackson's continuing the trend.
He really is, Crofty. He's showing great promise so far this season.
Well, here's Akkerman now, going up behind his young teammates.
But the rumour in the paddock, Crofty, is that the tension's building between these two. Let's see what happens here.
Here we go, Ackerman's going for it! Down the inside of the hairpin, he's barged his teammate off the track!
What are you doing? Casper, what the hell?
Looks like Jackson's really struggling to get over that.
Okay, Aiden, keep it focused. Concentrate.
That brush with his teammate clearly affecting the young driver.
It looks like it has, Crofty. I can't see any significant damage to that car, so he's going to have to pull himself back into this race.
Car's looking okay, Aiden. See if you can recover a few places.
What was that all about?
You can recover, Aiden.
That's not okay. That's really not okay.
Okay, so a few things to point out here. First of all, the objective is we're going to have to go back up to 10th place, but the big thing that we need to talk about is that another collision has happened between Aiden Jackson and Casper Akkerman. So Akkerman, basically what he just did was fully on him. I think what just happened is he literally just didn't brake and just sent it, not even thinking about giving Jackson room there. So the game's trying to tell us that Akkerman is still mad about that incident that we have in Australia, and I think what his thoughts were kind of like, I was hit by Jackson in Australia, and now in China, I'm gonna kind of take revenge in a way. So I don't know if that was the case, but that's kind of my theory here. But anyway, Jackson's a little furious. That will probably be like some sort of cutscene at the end. We'll see how that goes, but right now we got to focus on this race. We got to bring Aiden back through the field, and like I said at the beginning, we have the objective to get back past Akkerman and get into 10th place. Unfortunately, I'm getting a little held up by the McLaren. As you can see in an earlier shot, I almost hit the back of him. I actually had to slam on the brakes. He's just going a little slow, so I have to make this overtake really fast. And so the only option I have is to make a really, really late dive bomb on the McLaren. I do eventually get the job done, but I think that McLaren might just have a little bit of damage as he's braking a lot sooner than anticipated. So we move on a little bit later. Now that I got past Norris, I'm going to try and chase after the Renault of Ocon and maybe get up into 12th place. And then there's, of course, Sainz and then Akkerman up ahead. And there's only about 5 laps remaining if you're counting this lap as well. So I got to get through these cars pretty fast, and this is also a track that I'm not really very good at, to be honest, and so I'm kind of struggling around with pace. So I'm trying my best to keep up with these guys, but I'm going to try and maybe send it once again on Ocon. Go for the move. He gives us the space here, and I just slipped down the inside. Another late dive bomb there, and it kind of just worked out. So we move on a little bit later. You can see Sainz just up ahead. I can't make the overtake this time into the DRS, so I'm going to have to make it in another position, and that other position might just be the DRS straight coming up just about now. I'm a little further behind, so I'm kind of nervous I'm not going to get DRS, but then I close up a lot in the last turn, so I'm gaining on size. I set the fastest lap as well. I'm flying at this point on these tires, and I'm trying to look for a move on the McLaren, and I can't make a move into the DRS, so I'm going to try and go round the outside of the McLaren down into the really, really difficult S section of the track. We're still side by side with Sainz. I'm going to give him the space. I'm going to try and get as close as I can to the left side of the track so I can give him space on the right We're now still side by side. Science gets ahead. I have a little space to go on the left, a little bit off the track as well, but I do go side by side and continue and eventually get the move on the McLaren. That was a really, really nice battle that I just had there with Sainz, and I'm finally back up into P11, and we move on a little bit later, and we're now all over our teammate Akkerman. I have two thoughts going in my mind. Do I either go aggressive and just make the move as fast as possible, or do I try and just play it fair, wait till the overtake comes? I'm going to go for the second option, because if I was to be aggressive, that kind of shows that I want revenge this time. And I don't want to do that. I want to play fairly. So I'm going to go for when the overtake comes to me. So let's see if we can make a move into the DRS. No, not quite yet. We're going to back off here. If I was to go with my first option, the aggressive style of overtake, I probably would have made contact with my teammate and resulted in a major crash. And so it's better just to stick behind and wait till the move presents itself.
This is your final lap of the race.
It is the final lap of the race, and I'm starting to think I need to get this move done pretty quickly, so I'm going to go side by side with Akkerman up the hill on the outside line, which turns, of course, to the inside line for this turn, and we're still side by side with my teammate, and I'm just about going to get ahead and up into 10th place for Racing Point. And also, I've completed the objective, as I'm supposed to finish inside the top 10, so if I hold this position, I will come home with that objective in hand. So that is good. Valtteri Bottas will win the Chinese Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton steals my fastest lap away, which is a little bit disappointing, but you can also see I got a purple second sector, so this is still on for the fastest lap. So maybe I'll still be able to get an extra point, but oh my goodness, I think I outbraked myself. That might just be it there. I think that is going to be it, as I don't think I'm going to improve on that time. So I'll still get a point, though. I'm very happy with this, as I did recover from that little incident with my teammate.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Well, plenty to digest there, and a little bit ominous seeing the two Racing Point teammates make contact again.
Things don't look stable between these two drivers, Crofty. They've barely been teammates 5 minutes.
That wheel bump, could that have been avoided, Ant?
Yeah, it looked like Akkerman was making a bit of a statement to me. He's certainly not given Jackson any room.
A sign of things to come? Well, for their sakes, let's hope not. That wraps things up here in China. Until next time. And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Casper, what the hell was that? You nearly put me out the entire race. Bumping wheels like that, you could have put us both into the barrier. Casper, come on, man.
I have to make a phone call.
Casper! Akkerman!
Mom! Cancel the TV subscription. The entertainment is right here.
Come off it. Do you really have nothing better to do?
Right now? No. And why would I want to miss this? You two are like characters in a badly written sitcom. He wanted you all lot to sign Ricardo, you know. Ask anyone.
What do you mean?
The paddock talks, mate. And so did Akkerman. Should have heard him last season. He didn't care who he talked to, and he was always going off on one about you. He tried to stop them from signing you. He didn't want to play babysitter.
Oh, he did he?
Everyone knows. Have you not seen the way that people look at you? We all feel sorry for you, mate. You never stood a chance with him. You want my advice? Prove him wrong. Chin up.
So we had a little run-in with our teammate Casper Akkerman. We also talked to Devin Butler, and first off, Akkerman didn't want to talk to us after that incident, at the previous race, so it sounds like he's a little embarrassed of what happened there. Devin Butler also told us that Casper Akkerman did not want Racing Point to sign us for the 2020 season, but I don't know if that's true. Devin Butler could just be wanting to start some drama at the team. And it looks like we're getting a phone call from Aiden Jackson's mother, so let's just quickly answer this and see what she needs.
Hey, Ma.
Hello, love. I saw the race and thought I'd give you a call.
And why's that?
Just to say well done, like I always do.
Oh, right.
I saw what happened in the race with Casper. Can't believe he wasn't penalized. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
And Casper, what's he said about it?
Nothing. He wouldn't speak to me.
Well, maybe keep trying. It can't hurt to clear the air. Just remember what your grandmother always used to say. The fights that can't be won are the fights you fight the hardest.
I'm not even sure that makes sense.
Just whatever's going on, don't let it get to you. And call me later, okay?
Will do.
So Aiden's mother was just calling just to say well done, congrats on beating Akkerman and getting up into the points. And also, you may have noticed on the news feed, and we're also getting a message from our team principal that Racing Point, the team that we are driving for in this series, will become Aston Martin in the 2021 season. Really like that they put that into this series because, of course, in the 2020 season that was announced. So it's pretty cool to see that the team we're driving for is going to be switching names, switching colors, everything for the 2021 season, and it's just cool to see that news feed coming up at this particular race. So that's going to conclude Chapter 2 at the Chinese Grand Prix. Pretty short video, pretty short chapter, but we are moving on to Chapter 3. For those that are watching this when Chapter 2 comes out, Chapter 3 will release in a few days' time, but otherwise, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to see more Breaking Point content, and yeah, peace out, guys.